Hey guys, Mike here with WeWatchedAMovie, here to talk about The Leftovers, episode 2. Jay's not with me today. Everything's fine with that. He's getting him a new job, so he might be here a little bit more sporadically for the next little bit, but everything's all well. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Something about a penguin. We start off with Garvey, who I love. This character's just awesome. I mean, you feel like shit for him. He's going through hell. His wife went crazy. His son went crazy. His daughter's half crazy. And this guy's just hanging on by a thread. He's starting to see shit. He's going kind of crazy. He's got this American Beauty thing going on with his daughter's friend. He's like having dreams about her. Neighbor lights his fence on fire. He goes outside and it's like, what the fuck? I mean, he's such a dick, but you can't help it. He's kind of funny in the way he's dickish. Like when he goes to the Guilty Remnant, she's got the piece of paper and she's like doing her little writing thing. He's like, fucking mail it to me. I love that guy. He's such a smart ass and it's awesome. And he shoots dogs in the middle of the night for some weird reason. But yeah, he's dealing with a whole bunch of shit. Turns out the mayor is with his dad, which makes sense. That covers a lot of leeway there. You're wondering, how does he get away with all this shit without getting shit canned? It's because the mayor has a close relationship with his dad. But yeah, he starts out, he's in this room with the psychiatrist and he's like just kind of being a dick to him too. He's like, what the fuck, man? I shot the dogs. What are you gonna do? I shot a bunch of dogs. But there was a guy with a truck. You can tell he's really losing control on people because even his deputy's like, yeah, the truck. We'll look for it, boss. Sure thing. You're a fucking liar and a crazy pants. And the truck, of course, ends up at Garvey's house and he can't really explain that with the key on the dash until weirdo guy shows up with dip and he's like, hey, I'm lonely. More mysterious stuff comes out of my mouth. Here's a six-pack. He's obviously real because the girls saw him. His daughter saw him. And he's talking about, yeah, there's another pack of those crazy dogs that aren't our dogs. They're not ours anymore. Crazy packs of wild wolf dogs. And we're going to go shoot it tomorrow. And he's like, instead of the rational thing, like, why the fuck are we shooting these dogs? Can you please just stop and explain something to me? Garvey's like, can't you do it by yourself? That ends weird. And then all of a sudden Garvey's a dick again. And he's like, hey, and take your fucking truck. And he's like, no, I'm good with it. You can have it. Just weird stuff. I don't know if it's ever going to turn around. This is what really gets me about the show. I'm not sure if I want to continue watching it. I'm going to for now, but it's like, are you guys just going to keep throwing weird shit at the screen, or are you ever going to provide any answers? Because I'm not for watching this fucking show for 7 years and never getting any answers except for just weird shit. I can make up just weird shit. I can be like seeing unicorns and shit and like setting bushes on fire and chanting naked in the woods. I gotta throw that into the middle of like a show about a little town and people be like, this show's fucking crazy. How are they gonna piece it together? And then I could never piece it together. And you'd just be pissed off at the end. But you would have watched, it would have gotten ratings. That's what they did do with Lost, kinda, even though I like that show. But yeah, I mean, I'm scared that they're gonna do this with this show. Who knows how that's gonna turn out. I really wanna see more of the sci-fi, like weird, creepy Twilight Zone stuff, and they gave us more of that in this episode. But I better get some answers at some point. You better not just leave me hanging like a fucking asshole for 7 seasons of a show. Garvey's starting to go crazy. You wonder, is it his dad? He has this weird scene with his dad at the end of it, and he's like, yeah, he's like, what? I hear the devil. He didn't say that, but he's talking to people, and he's like, yeah, they sent somebody for you, which is obviously the dog killer. And he won't give me any more information than that, of course. I mean, why would they give us any more information than they need to? He's afraid that he's going crazy too until the whole bagel thing happened. And by the way, that's got to be the most insanely serious scene in movie or TV show history that had to do with a bagel. He reaches in there and pulls out the burnt bagel and he's like, oh, okay, I'm not fucking crazy. This is really happening just because I really did lose my bagel in this machine. Deep music, serious music playing behind it, and you're just like, it's about a bagel. I get the idea, but it's about a bagel. Garvey's kids are also assholes. You got Tommy and the whole Wayne thing, which that whole thing is just completely jacked up. Wayne, there's a raid at the very beginning of the show, and his son creates murder, so that happened. And meets up with Wayne, who's like making out with Peter Berg's dead face, and he's like, he never would have let me do that when he was alive. Like, who the fuck would have, you creepy bastard? How awkward do you guys think that scene was, by the way? When the character of Wayne, Peter Berg's just sitting on the floor pretending to be dead, and Wayne had to like lick his face like a cat. Like, that was just weird. And he gets up and he gets all creepy with Tommy, and he's like, let me hug your pain away. And he's like, I can't. And I'm like, I would have said the same thing because you're weird and you're sweaty. But Tommy did it for different reasons. He's like, I just can't figure you out. That's why I'm having you as like my #1 guy. That makes no sense. And I'm still not over the fact that he's supposed to be this guru who can hug the pain out of people, but his name's fucking Wayne. But he's such a dick to Tommy too. He's like, oh, by the way, thanks for doing that for me. Oh, can I have your nice phone? I'm gonna break that and throw it into the woods. Here's a shitty car that doesn't start, and here's his phone with a Walmart sticker smiley face on it. And then he laughs about it and goes, by the way, get your own charger. What a dick. No wonder Tommy goes crazy and starts punching his wheel and screaming, fuck, I'd have done the same thing. And his daughter and her friends are such assholes. The two smushy-faced twins creep me out. They're really freaking weird. I don't understand the obsession with hand cream. They run into this girl at this restaurant and they're like, yeah, her whole family, disappeared that day. She must be fucking crazy. And she is. I mean, she breaks a cup of coffee and they follow her, go to her house and being like, oh, instead of being like, we feel sorry for this girl. She's kind of crazy. She lost her whole family. They're like, let's break into her car and steal her jelly beans. The girl's like, yeah, they were probably for her dead kids or disappeared kids. And it's like, yeah, I am kind of a bitch. Then we go over to the Guilty Remnant, the crazy fuckers who smoke cigarettes all day and wear nothing but white. And Liv Tyler's over there in her camp now, and you have this unintentionally, I think, hilarious scene where they're like, it's like the Karate Kid. It's like, she wants to learn karate, she wants the pain to stop, and they're like, well, you're gonna paint this fucking barn real quick. But no, they give her an axe and they're like, cut this tree down. They don't say it. She gives her the axe and she's like, I guess I'm supposed to cut down this fucking tree. And so she starts to chop at the tree and it's just embarrassingly bad. I mean, and Dad's like, your recruit sucks. And then it turns out that she was holding on. She finally goes batshit, let's go. And the final scene of the show is her going nuts on this tree. So obviously Liv Tyler is going to make it. She's going to make the cut of the crazy fuckers. To me, what it said was that this cult, even though they say we're not a cult, this cult really preys on people. Like, you wonder why people would ever join it, why people would ever go there. It's because they've lost people. They can't understand it. And this cult can't come out and say, hey, we have an answer to all these problems, but they're acting like they do, and people are coming to them, so they're just being weird and crazy and cuckoo just to kind of get people to come there. And I think they're taking advantage of the pain that people are going through. In a weird way, kind of like the show might be doing to us. They're throwing all this weird shit at us. They're not explaining any of it, but that intrigues us, so we come closer. We start to put on the white clothes. We start to pick up the axe, start to hit the tree, start to watch the show, start to talk about the show, start to review the show. Before we know it, we're part of the Guilty Remnant. We're smoking fucking cigarettes all day. Nobody knows why, but we're used to it. We're eating white slop out of cups. Some more intriguing stuff definitely happened in this episode. I love what they did with his dad. That's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, and that guy's an awesome actor, by the way. I'm still excited to see how things play out, but I want more mystery and more answers. That's what I like about the show. The grief stuff's interesting, but I don't think you can build a whole show based on just that. They need to keep giving us stuff, but at some point, I don't think people are going to wait long for answers to some of this stuff. Because I'm kind of teetering. For me, I'd give this episode a 7.0. I like the mystery behind it. I hope they keep that going, but you got to trickle in answers here and there. Don't make it easy for us, but trickle some stuff in there. So this show could be really successful. It could blow my mind, but it could also I could end up not giving a shit in a couple episodes. Who knows? Let me know what you guys think below. Do you think it's going to capture your attention for the whole season? Do you think they're going to start to give us some sort of answers? Comment below. Let us know. I'm Mike, and we'll see you guys next time.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie.